You are in bed. The room is dark. Your phone is face down. And somehow your mind picks that one bad moment again. Maybe it was a text you should not have sent. Maybe a joke that fell flat. Maybe the look on someone's face after you said the wrong thing. Why does your mind keep dragging you back there? You might think it means the moment mattered more than it should, or that you are just too sensitive. But the real reason is far stranger. Your brain is built to learn from pain fast. Pain here does not just mean a cut or a burn. It also means shame, rejection, loss, or the sick drop in your stomach when something goes wrong. If a moment feels bad, your brain treats it like a lesson worth saving. Would you want a brain that forgot every mistake right away? That sounds useful. Sometimes it is. A bad memory can help you avoid doing the same thing again, but memory is not a neat file cabinet. A lot of memory works by salience. Salience means what stands out. The louder, sharper, or more emotional something feels, the more your brain tags it as important. A boring Tuesday slips away. A painful 10 seconds gets a bright red circle around it. So the bad moment is not always replaying because it is huge. Sometimes it is replaying because it is vivid. There is also something called rumination. Rumination is when your mind chews the same thought over and over, like it will finally turn into an answer if you keep biting it. It can feel like problem solving. It often is not. Have you noticed how replaying the scene rarely gives you a clean fix, yet still feels weirdly hard to stop? Part of that comes from your threat system. Your threat system is the part of your brain and body that scans for danger. It is old, fast, and not very subtle. It doesn't care much whether the danger is a tiger, a boss, or a memory of looking foolish. If something once felt risky to your place in the group, your threat system may keep checking it. That matters because humans are social. Very social. For most of human history, being pushed out of the group could mean real danger. So your brain learned to care hard about signals of rejection, embarrassment, and status. Status just means where you stand with other people. Is it any surprise that your mind keeps zooming in on moments that seem to put that at risk? There is a famous idea from psychologist Roy Baumeister and other researchers that bad is stronger than good. That doesn't mean good things don't matter. It means negative events often grab more attention and leave a deeper mark than positive ones of the same size. One compliment feels nice. One cutting remark can echo for years. Your brain is not broken for doing this. It is doing an old job a little too well. There is another piece. Memory is not playback. It is reconstruction. Reconstruction means your brain does not pull out a perfect recording. It rebuilds the scene each time, from bits and feelings and meaning. That means every replay can strengthen the pathway, like walking the same trail through grass until it turns into a path. If you revisit the bad moment often, your brain gets faster at finding it. Have you ever noticed how some memories seem to arrive before you even ask for them? That is one reason trying to force the thought away often backfires. Psychologist Daniel Wegner studied this with a well-known example. Try not to think of a white bear, and the thought tends to pop up more. This is sometimes called ironic process theory. In plain words, the harder you try to police your mind, the more your mind checks whether the thought is still there, and that checking keeps it alive. So the twist is this. You are not replaying the moment because you secretly love suffering. You may be replaying it because your mind is trying, badly, to protect you. It wants closure. It wants control. It wants a rule that says, never do that again, and you will be safe. But life does not give rules that clean. People are hard to read. Timing is messy. Meaning shifts. So your mind keeps the file open. What if the reason you can't stop is that your brain thinks stopping would be careless? This is why tiny social mistakes can feel absurdly big at night. In the day, you are busy. At night, there is less noise. With less outside input, inside signals can sound louder. The old scene returns. The face, the text, the pause after your words, and your brain says, solve this. Yet some of the pain comes not from the moment, but from what you make it mean. Meaning is the story attached to the event. Not just, that was awkward, but, That proves something about your worth. Not just you said one wrong thing, but you always ruin things. Do you hear how fast a single moment can turn into a verdict on your whole self? That jump matters, because a mistake is an event, a verdict is an identity, and your mind can confuse the two. So when that bad moment loops again, the real fight is often not with memory, it is with interpretation. Interpretation means the way you explain what happened. Maybe the scene is not replaying because it is the truest thing about you. Maybe it is replaying because your brain flagged it, stored it hard, rebuilt it often, and wrapped it in a story that feels final. That story can feel like fact. It is not always fact. Memory can distort. Emotion can magnify. Threat can pretend to be truth. And a loop can feel important just because it is a loop. Have you ever mistaken repetition for proof? So no, you cannot always just stop on command. Not because you are weak. Not because you're dramatic. But because your brain is trying to learn, predict, and protect with tools that are blunt, old, and very sensitive to social pain. And that's why in the dark, with your phone face down, your mind picks that one bad moment again.